r/AskReddit, what's the worst movie you ever watched? God's Not Dead. I was forced to watch it when I started to leave my religion. The movie was so bad it caused my younger sister to leave as well. Morbius. Paranormal Activities. So much hype and I had to search hard for tickets and the movie was utter garbage. There are other shitty movies too, but I didn't pay for most of them. Overboard with Adam Sandler. A Serbian film. Super Baby Geniuses 2. Twilight. Microwave Massacre. A man tires of his wife's upscale cooking, begins murdering hookers and cooking their body parts in a microwave. Get ready to have your childhood ruined, because the killer is played by Jackie Vernon, who voiced Frosty the Snowman. Rise of Skywalker. Nothing can really be as god-awful a cinematic experience as watching Freddy got fingered. Black Adam or Identity Theft, don't know which one I found more boring. Project X, 2012. Teeth. The Last Jedi. The Cat in the Hat, or Cats, think I see a theme here. I won free tickets to see Transformers, Age of Extinction early and I wanted my money back. Rent. I want those hours of my life back. I think most movies are at the very least entertaining. I might hate the plot, be confused, think it's repetitive, but I am almost always entertained for the few hours I'm watching a movie. The 2018 Grinch remake though. I considered walking out of the theater. I actually hated that movie. The only thing I was entertained by was the thoughts created out of my boredom and hatred. 0/10. The Good Dinosaur. The Blair Witch Project. Giggly. Mother. RV starring Robin Williams, and it's not even close. Ant-Man Quantumaniac. Suicide Squad, 2016. Teeth. Krull. Eating fried chicken encased in rocks. Really? Sucker Punch. Baz Luhrmann Elvis movie. I didn't know who he was and saw all this media about how great Austin Butler was as Elvis. Couldn't even finish it. The director's style is the most garbage I have ever seen. The quick cuts with modern music, the storytelling, use of slow motion. Bad movie, worst director I have ever seen. If his name is in the credits, I'm out. God's Not Dead 2. Solace. La Llorona. Not another gay movie. M. Night Shyamalan's The Village. Every sequel, ever. Accepted. The Toxic Avenger. Hands down, the worst of the worst. The Sadness. Skyline. Acting is terrible, plot is terrible, honestly everything about it is terrible. It's one of the few movies that you can legitimately say the sequel is better, by leaps and bounds. The Pink Flamingo. Caligula. Waterworld. The Counselor. Sharknado 3. Wicker Man. Shocked when I see worst movie lists. I never see Clint Eastwood's 1517 to Paris. About a real-life train terrorist attack starting the guys that actually helped save people, i.e. zero acting experience. Much of the movie are these guys just on a European vacation with no story until very ending act with the terrorist attack that felt like 10 minutes of the whole movie. Twisted Pair. So y'all never watched Sharks of the Corn? Okay. Edit, Word. War Machine. The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield. Dashcam, 2021, directed by Rob Savage. Fuck that movie. Natural Born Killers. Many will disagree, downvote away. But I thought Call Me By Your Name was a long, lame, meandering, self-important, preachy and pedophilic mess. Disclaimer, I am not anti-gay in any way. Target. Earth. 1980, not to be confused with an older movie with a similar title. As one person describes it, really strange documentary of Wheeler-Dixon production quality on the Tunguska event and the possibility of it happening again, causing an apocalypse, basically a meteor scare film, sprinkled with UFO conspiracy kooks, and other professionals, riddled with stock footage of all kinds, freaky Moog music and sound FX, a DR. Who rip-off end theme, Victor Buono as Homer the Archivist, a philosophical history recorder in a spaceship with a HAL 9000 type talking computer named Eno. There's also another spaceship with Egyptian-looking aliens, girls with pasties and see-through blouses. It's available on YouTube if you feel like looking it up. Knowing. Friends and I caught it at the Dollar Theater, remember those? It was only us, it was so boring and bad we were just talking shit and running up and down the aisles. It was the second worst dollar I ever spent. Gotti. Cloverdale. Bat Pussy. Lomagden, by a long shot. Mixed Nuts. The Happening. Manos, The Hands of Fate. The Pearl starring Lucas Haas, or however the hell you spell his name. I get angry thinking about it. Probably recency bias, but I just watched how it ends on Friday and I want to reset my whole fucking night. Passenger. It is not bad in the sense of bad actors or a bad story. I admit that for me it was somehow too extreme. I was 15 or 16 back then when I watched it in the cinema, and it is still in my mind as a creepy thing. The newest Chainsaw Massacre made me cringe so hard, and not in a good way. Just Friends. The Human Centipede 3. 2004 Around the World in 80 Days. The only reason that movie has worth is because Jackie Chan is in it. That's it. Replicas, with Keanu Reeves? Terrible acting, mediocre at best CGI, horrible editing, and writing so bad that it should be considered a war crime. The plot holes are nothing short of breathtaking. I'm convinced that it was either a money laundering scheme, or someone had dirt on a studio exec. I just can't fathom how else this movie was greenlit for release. Spring Breakers. Should be illegal to call it a movie. Honorable mention, Rise of the Skywalker and The Last Jedi. There are worse movies, but those just spit on the franchise. Rise of Skywalker. I'm not sure if it's the worst movie, but the only movie I ever walked out of the theater was for Transformers Extinction, or whatever it was called, the one with the Dino butts. My college had a movie theater and would play movies that were at the end of their theater run for free every weekend. We went to go see it, and even though I was seeing it for free, I still felt ripped off. I'm not even sure if we made it halfway through before we gave up and left. It was just so boring. Siberia with Keanu Reeves, or Southland Tales with The Rock. Annette starring Adam Driver. Truly horrendous SMH. House of 1000 Corpses. Thanksgiving, 2, and 3. They're all shit, but great when you are smoking a turkey and starting your morning with alcohol, preparing for the all-day festivities that is Thanksgiving. Highly recommend. A certain Avatar: The Last Airbender movie that does not exist. The Rise of Skywalker. Into the Woods. It was the only movie you ever hated enough to walk out of. Colossal disappointment. Come on. It's the street, for God's sake. The People Under the Stairs was pretty awful. Lots and lots of bad movies out there, but I'd rather a boring movie than a disgusting one. I hated it so much I tried to put it out of my mind, so I only remember a couple of scenes from seeing it 28 years ago though. Freddy got fingered. At one point there's a crowd where someone is holding up a sign that says, "Is this movie over yet?" And by that point I hated the movie so much that I couldn't even find humor in that. The Green Knight. It was really hard to get through and had no idea what was happening. Lyle Crocodile. Maybe the mild peril was the adulterating crocodile who cured my son's anxiety by dumpster diving. Grown Ups. Movie was absolute trash. Trump vs Illuminate. Yes, it is a real movie. Yes, I saw the whole thing. And yes, I was drunk. Everything Everywhere All at Once and Spider-Man, Across the Spider-Verse. Aragon. Sausage Party. Exorcist 2, The Heretic. Get Carter, 2000. Any Disney movie from the 2000s. Absolute insulting garbage. It's gotta be Velocipaster. Inherent Vice. Into the Woods. Didn't L signed up to watch a musical. It was the first time in my life I got scolded by an usher at the movies because I was just on my phone passing the time. Diamond Cobra V. The White Fox. Tie between The Fifth Element and Grown Ups 2. Pacific Rim. Buried with Ryan Reynolds. The whole movie was Reynolds buried in a box by his enemies. Literally the whole movie was just him in a box trying to get out. Blood Rain. Atonement or $1 Million Baby. Bigfoot vs Megalodon. They don't actually fight or really even interact. It's a boring film about space conflict. That remake of Father of the Bride. Or Daddy Daycare. Literally have not attended a movie theater since I saw those two back to back with my kids and some other family members, just garbage. Freddy Gets Fingered. Needs no explanation. Based on ones that I expected to be good, The Happening. The Peanut Butter Solution. It's absolutely absurd. Smiley Face, a stoner movie with, Anna Faris. I guess I wasn't high enough, but my husband was stoned AF and laughed a lot. Avatar, The Last Airbender. Completely ignored the source material. Clean Shaven. Burn after reading should have been burn after watching. Asteroid City. I remarked to my wife sitting next to me that this movie was painful to sit through. Shutter Island. The Green Knight was so bad it made me angry. I watched it on a flight and truly regret it. Once Upon a Time in Mexico. A Salma Hayek movie that wasn't worth watching. I've never hated a movie more than A Clockwork Orange. I remember checking my watch at one point thinking that it must be almost over and was horrified to find that I still had an hour left. I absolutely would have walked out of the theater if I hadn't gone with a friend. Op Mom Sex Tape. Elf Napoleon Dynamite. Literally anything with Adam Sandler. Who actually offers him movie contracts? He will take a great cast, director, and script single-handedly into the basement. Rocky Horror Picture Show. Fell asleep, it was so boring. Boogie Nights. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you have enjoyed this video and subscribe to never miss an upload.